as well, so your business grows exponentially to the point that makes you happy. Okay? The fellow I was working for in San Francisco, I went to him and said, you got this business, we can sell a lot more goods. Okay, and I showed him a plan for doubling his sales. And I looked at it very carefully, and he said, this plan would work. And I said, thank you very much. And I wanted him to double sales so I could make, give myself a big raise as the general manager of a company for doubling his sales. And he says, this would work. If you do it, I will fire you. If I double your sales, you'll fire me. Why? And he says, right now, I'm at $5 million in sales. I got $500,000 net. I have my house in Tiburon, which I own free and clear. I got my sailing sloop that I don't even have the time to work on as it is, to sail as it is. Right now, I lend the banks money because I buy CDs from them with my money and all that kind of stuff. I'm self-financing. He said, to do this expansion, what I'll have to do is go to the bank for a line of credit. And the bank's going to take a perfected security agreement on my home. They don't care about a corporation protecting my assets. They're going to get around that by making me sign a perfected security agreement. Then you're going to take that line of credit, you're going to go develop more products, you're going to bring in, you're going to double the sales. So you can get a raise. I'm going to put my house at risk, so John, you can get a raise. No. This is not how I do business. I'm real happy where I am. I'm happy with what I got. I don't want this any bigger. I don't want any more work. I've got too much as it is. Increase the sales, I'll fire you. So, okay, if I want to get what he's got, that means I got to start my own business. And guess what? He just told me I know how to expand. I learned it, how to do it. That's why I quit when I started my own business. So, I was also happy that not everybody wants to do the whole thing, do the IPO and control the world. Right? So happily, most people get to a certain point and stay it. And that's where I also learned how do you get to stay at a certain point? You kill 20% of your line. You got 500 items in your line, you want to stay there, dump 100 items every year. And that's not every 20 years, we're talking every year. So every 5 years, everything's gone. So we're getting rid of things long before anybody's stealing them. Other people are picking them up. So, and those bottle fishermen are selling the second rate and trying to stay alive. So that's the process over and over again. And then you build it to whatever you're happy with, whatever supports your lifestyle. And that's the bottom line, is this lifestyle. So what happens is you do well doing good, developing the product you get involved in, and really in a time and place that only you can do. Okay? That makes sense? Say, oh, I should have started this 5 years ago. Doesn't matter. You started today or 5 years ago. If you started it 5 years ago, you would have been doing something 5 years ago that today would be what you will start with today, because the world changed. And you would have evolved from that was 5 years ago to what you're doing today. So starting today doesn't matter, or 5 years ago. You didn't miss anything. You're just going to do now from what you would have been doing had you started 5 years. Does that make sense? Okay. Often I have to ask myself that. Does that make sense? So on page 33, we've got page 31 in prose, the letters of credit. Page 34 is page 32 in prose. And then page 35 is the summary. Your values and importers and innovate in product development. Working with, create customers overseas in the United States, around the world, working with suppliers overseas. So put the information gain to work. Develop that product, do the research, source that product, get the reps, get those orders, arrange the financing, find those competitors. Read Innovation Entrepreneurship by Drucker. That's the book that I've been referring to all day long. Anything by Ogilvy on advertising. The man's a genius on that. He'll teach you how to do that right. He'll teach you how to be a good consumer of advertising. And what he generally says is don't. Let your customers do the advertising. William Cohen on building a mail order business. I timed this loss of voice very well, didn't I? William Cohen, you won't be selling via mail order, you'll be selling to mail order. So he shows you how to do that. And I think what he says about mail order would apply to the internet as well. Anything I write that gets published, as I already said, you can get it free on if you liked the concert, you can buy the album on Amazon, okay? All right, so that's all that. And then I have that listserv I mentioned, and I announce whenever I put up new videos on the listserv and all that. So if you want to be on it, you got to ask me. I cannot put you on it. It's against the rules for me to put you on that listserv without your permission. So you email me and say, put me on the listserv, and I will, okay? And of course, you can email me anytime with questions anyway. So then the last page is the feedback form. And if you have time to fill that out, I'd appreciate it. You can turn it out, leave it behind. I'm going to stay behind and answer questions. So, but aside from that, the seminar is over. Please go out and start import companies. Keep in touch. Let me know how it goes. I love hearing about these things. Terribly exciting for me. So, thank you very much. Start import companies.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have everything except I'm not a salesperson.
You do? You do not have a sales
I
rep?
have everything except I'm not a salesperson.
Well, neither am I.
You said you have to have at least 4 or 5 customers before you call independent.
I would say yes.
And I don't really want to do that. I hate that.
Well, I know. I hate selling too. That's why I say don't sell. Go in and get to the point where the retailers are saying to you it's a good idea, it doesn't exist. When the retailers are saying that, that's when you leave. That's when you go back and